Hello, today I'm going to talk about this book that's called Fantastic Mr. Fox, and this is not the fourth book. It's a series, but you don't know if it's the first one or the second one or the third one. But the author for this book is ROALD DAHL.
Book 5.
You don't know that. But if you say with the books I have read of ROALD DAHL, it's 5. But now I'm going to read the text back here, and then I'm going to talk about this book. Did you hear that Mr. Fox is not over yet? We're not going home till we've strung you up dead as a dingbat. But now I'm going to talk about this book. And this book was not very long. It was only, wait, how many pages was it? It was 82 pages. Not very much. But now I'm going to talk about this book. It starts with that there's some people that is in a form that is called, wait, what is it called? Here, boogies and buns and bean. One is fat, one is short, one is lean. These horrible crooks, so different in looks, were none the less equally men. That mean. That was what I found something I could read about what they were called, and now and it's something. It's yeah. It's a fox family that is called, this is a family, Mr. Fox, Mr. Fox, Miss Fox, and the small foxes. So then Mr. Fox, one of the small foxes, they say they are choosing what they want to eat today. We want to eat. I want to eat chicken. We say chicken. I don't remember exactly what that was. So Mr. Fox is going out and taking the chicken, and Bean, Boggies, and Bounce. They're angry. They're angry at this. So then they're going patrolling there where Mr. Fox lives, and then they're going to shoot him when he comes out. And then when he comes out, he comes out, and then he sees them, and they shoot, and then he runs back in. He lost his tail, but not his body. So then they're not letting nobody get out, so they're hungry. So then they're tired of waiting, Bean, Boggies, and Pounds. So then they take the shuffles and what's it called? Shuffles. Yeah, shuffles. So they take them and scoop the sand, but it doesn't work because the foxes are so quick at digging, so they're digging faster. So they're digging, and then they get angry, and then they're taking tractors, and then that works a little bit better. Then it's a race between the foxes and the tractors. So then they're not giving up. And then the foxes, they're starving because they haven't eaten maybe in 3 days, maybe. They're starving so much. They need to get some fresh blood. Like, they need to eat. They're so hungry. Now because I said that, I become hungry. I got hungry now. So then Mr. Fox has a plan. He has been out there very many times. So then he says that they need to dig at one place. So then they're digging at that direction, and then they dig up, and then it got to he come to Boggy's chicken house number 1. So it was so many chickens, and Miss Fox couldn't dig because she was so hungry. So then they take some food to her, the chickens, and that was she eaten it. It was so good. So then they eat chickens, and then they find from other like family, from other creatures that's under the ground, and he's called Badger. And then Mr. Fox wants to have a feast that they eat so much. And then Badger comes, and then they're digging to Bounce Giant Storehouse, and they eat there also and take some to the feast. So that was, I think it was chickens and hens, but in the other Boggy's chicken house number 1, they were real, they could walk. But this Bounce Giant Storehouse, this with chickens, they couldn't move, they were already dead. And so then Badger says, but that's stealing. But then Mr. Fox says, but they're trying to kill us out there. So then, okay, it's okay. And then they're digging to Bean's secret cider cellar, and it's a brick wall. So then they go through the brick wall, and they're in there. But there's a rat there that says, go out of my place. And then a woman comes in to take some cider to Bean. And then she says, Bean, it comes the rat here again. Then he said, put some poisonous rat killer thing in that place. So then when she went out to take the poison, the foxes got their chance. The rat didn't run. Wait. That's what happens when you're sick. So then the foxes have their chance, and they takes a cider and runs back. And then they have the great feast, and then they are going to do at like house, and Boggies, Bounce, and Bean, they're still waiting out there to them to come out because they're going to get so hungry. So they are waiting out there in the rain. So that was all for this book that was called Fantastic Mr. Fox. And this book was fun, easy to read, interesting, and very good. And the best character for this book was Mr. Fox, and what is the call? What? The Small Foxes. And my next video is a Swedish book. And bye bye.